Bernard, please react to that and then start the conversation on why the Electoral Commission needs to give the political parties a headway in terms of a calendar for the electoral year, and why the political parties are worried.
There's no doubt that Nana Addo and the New Patriotic Party has failed. Poto. And when they say they have turned the corner in Dagari or Wale, you say Senchilenchi. You know Senchilenchi?
Senchilenchi.
Yes. You know, when the fowl is turning around and around and around, you don't think that it is a healthy joke. It's actually sick, either of Newcastle or coccidiosis. And so when they have turned the corner and they are just there circumlocating, then it tells you that we are in a terrible Senchilenchi has caught up with them. So this is the worst governance that we have encountered within the Fourth Republican Constitution. Everything has not worked. And because nothing has worked, they have chosen that they should look for international variables that they can hang their incompetence and gross mismanagement of our economy on. Before COVID-19, we were told that our economy was running a debt crisis, right? And so COVID-19 only came to virtually, more or less, give them a respite, because COVID-19 brought in a lot of resources. Our situation would have been more calamitous than we have today. But the chameleonic nature that they are...
the EC issue?
Yeah, we'll be discussing. So you should start it.
Yeah. The chameleonic nature of this government. They will turn this way. When you hit them, then they turn this way. That is the problem we are having in this country. Look, you have failed. Admit your failure so that we can move to the next chapter. But when you are refusing to admit that there is a failure, how do you even improve or correct the mess that you have caused? So your refusal to admit that things have gone haywire is actually leading us into bigger problems than we can imagine. And so for me, there is nothing to be salvaged at this particular point. I just hope that my friends who are coming into new positions will simply manage themselves out. Because me, as I know, all contracts have been awarded. You are just coming to be there and be signing papers and then go away.
But being a minister is not just about signing contracts.
Please begin the conversation for me.
The Electoral Commission in every serious democracy should have a calendar that every political party can hold on to. Because political parties have their own activities. And I can tell you that if you are a political party, you must have a calendar. Even if you are a candidate, you must have your calendar of activities. There are many of us who know what we will do in 2025, sitting here, because we have calendared it. And Roland, you know how you have programmed. You know which conference you are attending. You know which program you are attending. You know what you are doing. So you have put all those things on a calendar. Before the end of every year, you do projections, you do planning for the following year, right? The Electoral Commission is that institution that knows what activities they need to execute over the period. And so they should have by now come out with an electoral calendar that every political actor in this country will be able to say that this is the calendar for the Electoral Commission. On the basis of that, we are able to then plan our micro-political activities. So that if the Electoral Commission rules out, for instance, an IPAC calendar, and you have to be at a certain point, you begin to rope your activities in such a way that if you have to attend IPAC, by the due date of the IPAC, you are within Accra, so that you can attend IPAC and then start your movement again. If that calendar is not available, then what it means is that you will be in Boeing. Then you come and hear that they have sent an email that you are coming for IPAC the next day or two. So whatever you are doing in Boeing, it means that you have to cut short to come and attend IPAC. That is not the way to go. We must be a very organized institution. So Dr. Omanebo must call that, look, the EC should bring forth the calendar so that we'll get to know what activities there are in going to 2024 and probably beyond. Is something that the Electoral Commission should not wait to be reminded that they have a duty to the people of this country. Failing that, we just tell you that this Electoral Commission simply is not up to the task. Because in the past, Afarijan will roll out an electoral calendar. We get to know if there is going to be any variation. We are even pre-informed, except it's an emergency case. Then we are called upon. And I think that, look, it's important that everybody, because, see, suspicions in elections also dent the credibility of the elections. And then when the credibility of our election is dented, the outcome is a disputed one. So it is important that we look at it from that perspective, and then we can urge our Electoral Commission to come out with a timetable that will allow for everybody to know when and what we need to do towards these processes.
Mr. Kofi Adam, the question then will be, are we not in haste? Is it just too early? I mean, January, February.
Roland, thank you, but let me just have a little bite on what was said earlier. You see the letter I've written here. I don't know whether the camera captures it well. That's supposed to be F. So you get grade F. Then you decide to pick a black pen and then turn it to what? An A. So if you got F in mathematics, then you turn it to an A and go and show your friends that, oh, I got A in maths. When the real results is checked, fact-checked, the truth will come out. This government has failed. They have failed to the extent that for the first time in the history of our governance, we are having a vice president who we were told was the most active vice president, who we were told was the whiz kid now running away from their own record. You can choose to deceive us, convert your F to A, but you are deceiving yourselves. The COVID funds, he knows. It's true that we suffered COVID, but how did they use even COVID funds? Their own appointed Auditor General, after chasing out Domelevo, which the Supreme Court have now ruled that it was a wrong thing to do, the audit that he did of COVID funds, what did he tell us? Their own revelations from regional vice chairpersons and candidates and the rest, how they shared COVID money. Today, another secretary is also writing letters how the SOCO funds are being shared, and the chairman is denying him his share of the 120,000 Ghana cedi that they are supposed to share from SOCO funds, which is a World Bank IDA funding of about $150 million that Ghana benefited from. It is MPP executives who are sharing it among themselves. This is how you use funds. If at the end of the day we are suffering, then you turn around and say COVID. Were we the only people who suffered COVID? But Roland, on the issue of Electoral Commission calendar, this is actually the first time that we have entered an election year, and we do not know, at least have a gauge as to what is happening when. Beyond even IPAC meetings, political parties and Ghanaians need to know when the Electoral Commission will conduct a limited registration exercise. There are Ghanaians living abroad, like our brother Kofi here, who happens to be down and maybe he spends a longer time. There are others who may plan their travel to Ghana to coincide with the limited registration period. If they do not know, how are they planning? This electoral commissioner is behaving as if she has not worked anywhere before, as if she was just brought from Cuckoo's Land and then dumped on us for
why
that
why do you make such a statement?
No. You need to let people know. You are organizing an exercise that some of the things you do cannot be done at any other time other than the time you have fixed to do it. That is why you need to carry the nation along. And Ghanaians are not only in our territorial boundaries. Like he said, there are Ghanaians in the United States working. There are Ghanaians in UK working. There are Ghanaians all over the world working who will want to come home and register. Because as we speak now, the system to register Ghanaians abroad have not been put in place. So that cannot happen. But the Lord has not barred them from coming home to register in their own places where they hail from. But if you don't bring out the timetable early enough, how will such persons plan? So requesting for a timetable, a schedule, is so critical. Let us know when you will be having limited registration, when you will be having your exhibition, when you will be opening nominations, when you will be receiving nominations, and so on and so forth. This is very important. It helps individual plan. It helps political parties to plan. So we are not only asking just for political parties, but individuals equally also need such information. The IPAC meetings are very critical. You discuss there and reach consensus on issues. If you do not know the schedule, when you intend to have your meetings, then clearly you don't plan to have a well-organized IPAC engagement. So the call is right. The Electoral Commission must listen and quickly come out with a timetable rather than be engaging in acts such as, oh, we want to pull elections back to November. You have not, even when we run elections on the 7th of December, we are provided with a schedule of activities in an election year ahead of time. Now your interest is bringing it to November, and you have not provided us with a schedule. Don't forget that 42 days to a general election, a lot of things must happen within such a period. Including transfers. If you have to transfer your vote from where you registered to the place where you now reside, you cannot do that after 42 days before the general elections. You cannot do that. So
it has to be done outside that.
It has to be done outside
before, yes.
Pulling your election date to 7th November means that you are actually shortening the period available for various pre-42-day activities, including registration, the adjudication, the exhibition, the signing of the register, in order to allow people to be able to transfer. That is why many of us are saying no. And per the budget even that they brought to us to approve, where we are still even pleading with the finance ministry to find some 150 million that has been taken off. There is no provision to organize two forms of elections, presidential separate from parliamentary.
That has not been outlined in the budget.
That's not been outlined in the budget.
Are you worried about that?
No, that's fine. What it means is that they still want to keep to having presidential and parliamentary elections on the same day. If the NDC says we are not prepared for a change of date now, that is a discussion that you must not even embark upon, because you will not get the numbers to shift the parliamentary election date to 7th November, because you need 2/3 of MPs voting to change the date of electing members of parliament from 30 days before dissolution of an existing parliament to maybe a day longer than 30 days. And we are not going to support that. So Electoral Commission should stop that discussion. They shouldn't even engage with it.
Mr.
As far as
Adams, the way you are talking, it's as if there's a grand conspiracy by the Electoral Commission. You're creating fear and panic, somebody will say.
Roland, we just had district level elections. They say, our elders says that if you don't know death, just look at sleep.
If you don't know death.
If you don't know death, look at sleep, what we go through when we sleep. We just had the district level elections. This election was postponed about 2-3 times. What did we experience on the 19th of December when we went through elections? Some regions have to have their elections rescheduled as a result of all kinds of things. So if for district level elections that was postponed 2-3 times, you could not organize it well, should we wait for general elections for such things to happen? No. We feel the Electoral Commission need more time. They should not be reducing the time available for them to plan. They should focus and plan well, and let's have an election that is free, fair, and transparent, that will produce a John Dramani Mahama as president.
Somebody will ask, is the other parties not putting the cart before the horse? And that the Electoral Commission is an independent body. Kofi?
Well, when NDC was in power, you were told that the Electoral Commission was insulated and was an independent body. Now they are in opposition, and every time they are attacking the Electoral Commission. It's amazing. Anyway, see, look, Bernard, I think, and I've always maintained that when it comes to public services or institutions like the ECG, the EC, I don't want to hold brief for them. I don't want to appear to be speaking for them, because that's not my job.
You like the way they are acting based on what the observations
I can make my comment and my reservation, but I don't want to be appear to. First of all, I appreciate those who would want the EC to be, for want of a better word, proactive. Okay, that they should bring out the timetable, the program of work and all of that. Especially when you have a political party who do not believe in your workings. The NDC from day one have never trusted the electoral commissioner. They've always, attacked the person of the commissioner and the commission. They've never believed in the commission from day one, ever since James Mensah was appointed. I recall in 2020, they said all kinds of things. They even promised that they would cause hell and brimstone in this country because the electoral commissioner or the commission wanted to embark on the registration exercise and all of that. You were asking Honorable Kofi Adams if he's not causing fear and panic. I mean, recently, his candidate, just recently, about 3 days ago, said that because the proposal to change the date from December 7 to November is an attempt by the EC to rig the election in favor of the MPP. That's what the presidential candidate of the...
Are you saying he's wrong? If he makes those assertions and experience a former president?
He's wrong. And I don't want to go into that, but in any case, we are talking about program of work for the 2024 elections. Let's look at history, what has been going on. So 2020, when did they release the program of work? It was July 3rd.
And there were complaints, I remember.
It was July. I'm saying let's look at the history. It was in July 3rd to be specific. Go to their Facebook. It's posted there. And we are in what? February? In any case, there is a discussion as to whether we need to change the December 7th to November or any day in November or first week in... There's a proposal.
What is he saying? Do you know when registration was done in 2020? No.
I have it. No. I have it here. I have it right here.
So I'm specifically even rebutting by saying that there were concerns that were raised about even the outlines that were given.
It's on their Facebook.
We did registration before even July.
Yes.
So why would he be talking about?
Yeah. No, he's talking about when they officially released the outline.
Is that what we are referring to?
No, please. And I'm rebutting that there were concerns prior to that release that released this early. That's what I'm saying.
And I'm also trying to say that registration of voters in 2020 was done earlier than July. So you should not be talking, in this case, we do not know when we are going to have limited registration. We don't know.
We are talking about program of work and the delay.
But registration includes program of work.
Is that not what we are referring to?
He's only talking about what...
The release of the program of work for 2020 elections.
What in terms of the calendar that was done?
Is that what we are talking about today?
From the electoral commission.
Maybe he's lost.
Because the registration...
please.
In 2020, the registration was done, even though they hadn't brought fully or outdoor the program.
I'm saying that we knew ahead of time when the registration was going to happen.
Please let him have his back.
Your political party decided not to attend IPAC meetings, and then later you come and sit here and you complain.
But that's a red herring.
No. So if you...
We were not at IPAC, but
please.
we knew that registration happened earlier than July date that he's quoting. So he's completely wrong.
Let him have his
IPAC has been
bastardized.
No, please, Kofi, you're on the floor. Please
that
stop.
IPAC is not...
For discussions and
Kofi, go ahead. I'm Roland. Go ahead.
To receive information.
Are you calling Bernard Avle or Roland? Which one? Please go ahead.
I'm here. I'm seated.
I think
Bernard Mona.
I think the NDC is fully aware of what they are doing, creating fear and panic. Okay, just like they did the last time. They did all these things, and they couldn't even collate their own results. And then they ended up in court, misleading the entire country and their members. They didn't even have the facts and the figures.
What do you mean by mislead?
But the chairman now, the then general secretary, during his campaign, said that they didn't have the full fact. They didn't even have the figures. But yet, in fact, they agreed that when you go to court, Charlie, we don't know what we are going to say or what we are going to do. But yet they went to court and told the entire nation that they won the election.
He didn't say that in court, that he didn't know what to say.
That's why I'm saying they misled the country.
Well,
okay, so for me, this exercise and this attitude of bastardizing the electoral commission and the commissioner is much ado about nothing. Focus on your election. Focus on your campaign. I know you have representatives at the IPAC meeting. Address those concerns at the IPAC meeting. And when you come to the public, space, can you spare us that? Because already tensions are already high. We don't need, the commissioner wants to rig the elections for the MPP and all of these things. I think, with the greatest of respect, when you talk to your candidate, you should tone down.
No problem.
You should tone down. Because we are in a situation where it will be unprecedented for the MPP to break the 8. Because no political party has been able to go beyond the 8.
Because the MP wants to break the 8.
We want to do that. You want to come back. So tensions are really high. We have, for the first time, a former president who was voted out in an election by almost 1 million votes, came again, lost by 500,000 votes, and wants to come back again. So tensions are really high. I know you've stayed in opposition for 8 years. You are eager to come back to power. We want to continue with what we are doing. So please,
Bernard,
calm down.
In 3 minutes, honorable, in 3 minutes, put the icing on the cake for me. If you listen to the side, both civil society and then the political parties, you as a political parties, and what the position of the Electoral Commission is, because it looks like they want to move at their pace. What's your own conclusion in 3 minutes?
Should put eyes on it. He's just like...
Roland, tell me that TV3 has not rolled out its program and activities for the year 2024.
Oh, no, it's always done the last quarter of the year. You do the brainstorming and then you...
So you know what programs you want to run, you know the timelines, you know which resource persons you require, you know how to go about raising the needed awareness in order to achieve that. If Kofi is a public servant and in his institution, they have not rolled out their 2024 itinerary, then it means that that institution is actually a useless one. The Electoral Commission could not have raised a budget or presented a budget for the Minister for Finance to send to Parliament without understanding what specifically they wanted to use that or the resources they are requesting for in the budget statement. So it tells clearly that the Electoral Commission had planned a series of activities which will inform the kind of budget that they need to present to the Ministry of Finance, so that the ministry can then also present it to Parliament as part of the budget statement and the approval processes. How come that the Electoral Commission is not able to bring out that timetable and the schedule of activities towards the 2024? How come? So bring out that schedule that informed particularly your budget statement, the budget that the minister presented. When you bring out that schedule, then I'm saying that all other political actors are able now to fit in. If I have some other things to do, but because I am not aware of your schedules, it means that I have to be running and be stopping, hoping that what you want to do will come on at a certain date. So it is not a big deal asking them that, look, if you have it and you have not circulated it, please circulate it. If you don't have it, then the time to do it is now. Don't wait any further. How difficult is this? That citizens are now calling for the rollout is a clear indictment that the Electoral Commission and its officers are beginning not to be fit for purpose.
And what I can say clearly is that...
You have 2 minutes, sir.
Kofi is suggesting...
But you are Kofi, he's Kofi. So when you say Kofi...
Kofi Ameyao. So when one Kofi is speaking, then it means he's referring to the other Kofi. It's suggesting that his colleagues who are out there, who want to arrange their holidays and travels to coincide with limited registration need not be informed. That's what he's suggesting. That they need not have that information. Well, that is what he's suggesting. Because I am arguing that all those persons need to know now so they can plan. He has lived in US. He knows how organized they are. That is why they are progressing. We want to bring the same level of organization. And the fact is that this is how Electoral Commission has been well organized in the past. 2020 is not the best example to give. Because the same 2020 happened under this very same leadership that is still messing up and feel that because we went through that process like that, we can go through it anyway. I don't think so. We are seeking to improve the processes and we demand from the Electoral Commission the schedule. the fact that an institution is independent does not mean when they are doing things wrong, we should not talk about it. Like Dr. Farijan said the last time, and Justice Atukba, he says the institution may be independent, but the individuals in there can bring their coloration that may destroy decision-making process. And that is what we are seeing with our electoral commission. And we think they must wake up.
I said earlier that, those who are calling for the release of the program of work of the EC are right in doing so. I just said it. But before, just a minute, 30 seconds. I want to put it on record that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia never distanced himself from the government. In fact, on that day,
the man is running
please don't on that day, I was there. I was there. You probably haven't listened to him, or you didn't, or you haven't read the statement. Okay. In fact, half of the things that he said,
many things that were not
half of the things that he said was
not here to debate.
He said many things that were not even.
You said something, and I'm trying to put it on record. Half of the things that he said was praising the government of the day. In fact, the things that he calls like his achievements, the 32 policies that he's supervised under his office, are all things given to him by the president. Where he distanced himself,
which he praised.
No.
So the ones that failed or were not actually distanced. Where
he appears to be different as far as the tax policies are concerned, he even gave conditions. Okay, he didn't say when I come out, just abolish them. He gave conditions as to why you abolish them when he becomes the president.
Your time is up.
No, so he never distanced himself from the government.
It's
based on this record. It's on this record that he ran as a president.
Okay.
On the Kufuor's record. That's what he will stand on.
He's running on the Kufuor's record.
Of course.
But then he's disassociating himself with some of the records.
Yes. Which are?
The failing.
No. I'm asking.
I'm asking.
No,
it's
I'm asking you.
And so he's disassociating himself from some of the records.
No, which one?
Is it the way I asked it?
No, which one? Which of the records?
I'm asking.
No, come on, really? Which of the records?
The man is running away.
No, which of the records? I'm asking anybody here. Which of the records?
It's a question.
No, he's
if
not.
If you don't want to answer, I don't want to answer.
No, he has not. I've just stated here that
he has never distanced.
You said you were there, right? UPSA. Sampiyale says, Kofi Ameyao, I can pardon you because you don't live in Ghana. If you lived in Ghana, you would have known that the MPP did not hate Charlotte Osei. The MPP did not hate her. They disrespected her person. They called her all manner of names.
So it's okay to disrespect?
Too disrespectful to talk about. She was removed with an unsigned position. Isahaku Tamale says, Kofi should understand that an independent body like the EC does not function in isolation. It works together with other institutions, stakeholders, the parties, etc. And Zach is sending me a message. Prince Henry Kofodia, the Vows Day reshuffle will not make Ghanaians happy. Neither will it provoke us to vote against the MPP come December because the suffering under the Bawumia-led MPP is too much. Kofodia, that is Prince Henry. Kalio Manwa, the same president was advised to go to the IMF, and they said they won't go, but ended up in the IMF in an ambulance. He has done the same with his reshuffle. That they say reshuffle, you have refused to reshuffle. Now, the dishonesty of members of this unrepentant MPP can be measured. That's Asanko Santa Maria. Hamid says he has mentioned UK and America to make his point. He hasn't mentioned Togo or Burkina Faso. Please, you should mention our neighbors. Hamid, Parliament House. Excuse me.
They were not affected.
Blueprints. Blueprints. Esikado Kitain says, today is the birthday of our incoming MP for Esikado Kitain, Charles Cromwell Nana Benyin Onywawonto Bisio. Chase. Happy birthday to you, bro. Kindly tell him that the good people of Esikado Kitain wishing him happiest. Well, once they've won the election. Kofi Kwatiamenin says, according to the Minerals Investment Fund, the CEO, the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia government blew a whopping $12 million on the Botch Japan royalties deal.
That's true. Yesterday, when he appeared before us, public accounts.
They collapsed the economy. There's no oxygen in the economy anymore. Kofi Kwating. Wellington says, bringing in youth to appeal to us to vote for MPP in this reshuffle. And then we have Musa Abatwa, who says, Roland, if a coach decided to bring a star player in the match in extra time, that particular coach is a useless one. Now, he continued by saying, whether you reshuffle Ken Ofori-Atta or not, it won't change anything. The fact is, the Akufo-Addo and Bawumia government has not done well. That's and then also we have a number of you who now shout out to Dr. Adams and OIC Passport Accra. Oh, Georgia Luti, I thought you were going to give me an MPP message. Oh, you haven't done that. And we have a couple of you.
Yeah, too mischievous.
Okay. Now, for all the things that we have to do, Zachariah also says the NDC should rather focus on organizing their political party instead of advising the Electoral Commission to organize themselves. After all, they have lost the 2024 elections already. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia Beba, Boss Kofi Fantastic Delivery, Master Planner Junior Kintampo. Zach, good morning to you. Isahaku Mba, and good morning to you. Landlord Borderline, you've also sent a message. MK Erickson also has sent a message. Now, Aziz Donla, good morning to you. I want to say a happy birthday to a great friend of mine, and Carl Kofi Dominion. You live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Myself, your wife, Angela, the rest of the family right here in Ghana as well. We wish you a great happy birthday. Enjoy yourself. You're a good man. And let's do cash out, and then I'll conclude. So we're cashing out. *439#. I've had Kofi Adams, the parliamentary candidate, incumbent, Boehm constituency. He's the MP as well. I'm sure from here he'll go to that. So we're ready with cash out. Let's do the draw. And Bernard Bona, former chair for the PNC, is also here. And then Kofi Amayao, who was there when the bold vision was being outlined to the masses of Ghana for the 2024 general election by the presidential candidate, Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. And now cash out. 3-2-1 draw. The number winning first is 025-6601 ****. And you can see the background has always been red. Ushering in Love Express. And I tell you, we've already given in excess of hundreds of Ghana cedis to over 215 people today. And we know that they are going to enjoy the Valentine's Day. You are the stakeholders of the country. Kofi, for example, has his government in power, so, and one of the key stakeholders in opposition.
African.
You don't want to wish anybody have a house day quickly? Because
No, I want to.
Are you here alone in Ghana?
Always here.
No, okay. Happy birthday.
Why do you like to cause problems for him?
Always here.
Mention the names well. Happy Vows Day, Kofi Amayao. He can't. Okay, Happy Vows Day. He too, he can't. As for you, you have to.
To my wife, Cynthia, I wish her well, and she knows always. And to all the lovely persons around.
All the lovely persons around.
I allowed Kofi Adams to do that because I wanted you to organize your thoughts. No, it's true.
Did I tell you my thoughts were disorganized?
No. Not
well harmonized.
No.
Okay.
No, not in relation to the Valentine's Day. Kofi Amayao, please. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
I am not a fan of Valentine's. To be frank with you, I'm not a fan of
It doesn't mean you shouldn't
You are not a fan.
Let me say,
I wish my family
you should be
a
a fan to wish
Okay, you wait.
people
You be the last.
No, I wish my family a happy Valentine's Day.
to my entire family, to some police officers, to some military officers.
police officers, they want to go and secure.
Please, are you done? I have to close off.
Oh, no. Why? You don't want me to talk?
Please.
To Cookie and Bellamundi.
No. We already wish them in the morning.
No,
Anybody wishing Valentine's Day to the masses, we abrogate, we cut it short.
Power to the people.
Everybody who is wishing Valentine's Day to the masses, power to the people. We abrogate. Cookie supplied me.
You can't abrogate when some people
Happy Valentine's
are
Day
representatives of the people.
Because my family is big.
Happy
I don't know where
Valentine's
to start
Day
and
to
end.
Mrs. Alice Tamaklo. You're the wife of Chairman Godwin Tamaklo as well. I wish you all the best. And then Cynthia Osebunsu. It's also from your husband, Kwesi Kwating. It's a Valentine's Day to you. You live in Aswase. And then also Portia Osebunsu is from your husband, Raffle. Today we're just giving it out.
Yeah, I remember.
And then
Martin Tunde of Ghana Revenue.
And then Belamundi to the husband
Authority.
as well. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
today is his
Belamundi,
birthday.
it's okay.
You know Martin Tunde.
And now Shokov to the husband as well.
He was my colleague at Internal.
Okay, we finished though. This one is good. Who is
Martin Tunde.
Are we off?
No, we're not. Okay, thank you. Thank you for watching us. All right.
Yeah.